So tonight we're talking about a single woman problem. Single problem.
There you go.
And what is our single woman problem tonight, since it especially affects you this week, Lauren?
It's when you and your child have to be in the same place at the same, or different places at the same time, or when you need to be in different places at the same time, and there's not anybody else to help, especially when you're working.
So when you're overscheduled.
Overscheduled.
Not enough mama.
Yes.
Spread around.
When there's no daddy to help the mama get everybody everywhere they go, and you still have to eat and do basic housework and make sure homework is done and wake up the next morning.
Well, what's sad is some of those things just got to go. Like,
well, you should have sung, I Can Bring Home the Bacon. Right? That's what you should have done, man.
I think like last week, I don't know, I've had that kind of week where it was just nonstop. And then, some days I don't have my son. It's still been busy. But then when I get him back, it's, well, he's got this rehearsal and I have this rehearsal, but it's at the same time. So I stop my rehearsal to go get him and bring him back to his rehearsal. And they go, that was today. It was, okay, everybody hold on a second. Let me go take him somewhere. And I had to go pick him up, take him somewhere, come back, and then do it and go pick him up. And it was.
That reminds me of having 3 kids
when
goodness. Everybody had to be in a different place. Only it's just you and another one.
Well, like I have I'm a professor and I have, while we have like dedicated hours, my job is relatively flexible in that if I need to run and pick him up from school or whatever, I can. Something happened a couple weeks ago and I walked in and it was related to my son. He had to be taken somewhere. But I walked in and I looked at my colleague and I said, what do people who don't have flexible jobs do in this scenario? I don't know what I would do,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
or you also work
the
close.
children don't.
Yeah. I live like a minute away. It occurred to me today when I'm trying to shuffle us to everything that has to happen. I thought, 4 years ago, I worked an hour away. I don't know how I would mom this. How would I mom this at this point?
You wouldn't. I would be helping you, Mom. Your mom would be helping you, Mom. You would have to use your village.
Yeah. I'm terrible at that.
Yeah.
That would have forced you into it. You would not have had a choice.
And I'm bad at that too. And it's taken this divorce and the fallout after the divorce and the trying to be everything for everybody all the time to make me ask for help, to learn how to ask for help. That's a hard thing when you're that kind of person. And I've always been the person that I can do it. I can do it well enough that I don't have to have assistance. And so it's easier for me to do it than explain to somebody else how to do it. And I'm good at delegating other things, but when it's my personal life, I'm not very good at that. But I have learned to be better.
I think some of it is when it's my kid, I think I want to be in the know about it, And so I don't know. It has been just a lot lately because of the number of things we have going on.
And they're all positive, fun things.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like...
No, nothing is... I went in today, I was late for my own rehearsal. Like, I was 5 minutes late to everything today. I couldn't be on time. I am not sure exactly. Oh, it rained. It's probably... But I was late to my own rehearsal because I just had to... There were too many things to check off. And my assistant director, who's one of my students, called me and he was like, hey, he calls me Larnie. He said, where are you, Larnie? I said... I'll be there in just a minute. It's been a day. And he said, oh, okay. I said, have them ready. And I walked in and I just like, we started rehearsal, but it was just like.
But hey, on the bright spot, at least you have an assistant that could kind of get everybody ready while they were waiting for you.
Yeah. It just, that's not an ideal.
No,
it's just
not
a situation.
But it's
backup.
But
plan.
life happens.
It is a backup plan.
Well, that's, so let me so you've got all of these 1 bajillion 100,000 things happening. Do you have spots where you are forcing yourself to take a little bit of time for yourself?
So on days that's an option, yes. I just happened, and I have been so much, y'all know I have been so much better about that in the last 6 months. I would say since the summer. I have been so intentional about that. It's been this last week. And what's funny is my partner had surgery. So he kind of entered this like sit and recover situation. And I looked at my calendar and I was like, oh no, the next 7 days are crazy. How did I let this happen? Like, you have surgery and then I go into like, I have a million things to do in the next 7 days. So anyway, tomorrow is my last like big box to check this week. And then I do kind of have like a bit of a pause in the next few days. So
that's good.
Well,
Yeah.
light at the end of the tunnel.
yeah.
But even if you have like this week, I think I have something every single night.
Mhm.
So I was out of town all last weekend, and then I have some things scheduled every night. They're fun things. It's not like I'm doing intense work. But I started thinking, okay, I can't do anything on Saturday. I have to have a day. I need some time in my house to do the things that must be done, the washing the clothes and all of that. But I have the luxury because I don't have anything on Saturday. So I'm covered up every other day and Sunday. I was like, ooh, protect this time.
My week is kind of like that too. And I'm traveling every day, but one of them is a short day. And on the short day, I'm going to try to walk. I might take a nap. I mean, I'll be working, but I'm going to take a lunch. I'm going to try to take care of myself a little more.
Yeah.
Because then I end the week on a big drive. And that always sucks my energy. But this weekend, my child has a big event, but I don't think parents are invited to it. So I will hopefully have weekend. Yeah.
Well, that's, and Lauren, I remember when I was in that space with 3 kids and we would have like 2 in baseball, 1 in dance or whatever it was, trying to get everybody to all these different places. Husband was working late and all of this. At the end of the day, even if my day ended at 10:30 or 11, I had to have that hour to myself. And it was self-sabotage, sort of, but I had to have it. I had to have that time until midnight or 1 a.m. where it was just me and just for myself. And I could read, I could draw, I could watch television and veg out, but I had to have that space.
I always
for
call
just
that,
me.
I always call that taking the day off. And I don't necessarily have to be, and I specifically do this when I have a show. So last night was not a late night. 10:30 is not late for what I do for a living. But I got home and I was tired, but I wasn't sleepy. So like I sat down on the couch and I watched my boyfriend play a video game. And I just like, that's all I needed. I did that. I had a glass of wine. I was
Like a reset.
happy. Yeah, I just like needed to be still.
It's just a
And
time for me.
but show week, that's what I do. I'll, no matter how late it is, I'll come home. Because when you're in that late at night, you're wired.
Yeah.
And you just have to like have a moment to just take it all off and then go to bed.
Yeah. And it's not even a reward. It's like a necessary, I need to function tomorrow. So I need to have this time to just sort of recenter.
It's like how
And
some
that's what I
people
did.
have to shower at the
I
end of the
did
day.
that.
Yes.
Well, okay.
Oh, yes, you do.
Categories. So for my
Only hers is a bath.
sanity, when my kids were young, we did all the activities and everything, and I did dinner, cleaned up, everybody did their bedtime routine. Everybody went to bed except for me. And that hour, I would take a bubble bath, I would stitch, I would read, look at my calendar, see what I had to do for the next day. And that was sort of my reset, sort of the ease into the night, empty my brain. If I had thoughts, I would write them down. I always kept a pad by my bed. And then, during the divorce, I kind of lost that for a couple of months because you kind of space out. I don't know if you're in shock, you're traumatized, whatever.
Well, your world's changing.
Yeah, and trying to get a new norm, but I always kept the bedtime routine. I treat myself like a little infant. I have to get my bath, my bubble bath.
That's self-care.
Yeah, that's so.
Get cozy. It's very calming. There's a reason you do it for babies. It calms them, gets them warm, and then they go to sleep. And that's what I did. And I'm an old baby nurse, so
you know how to take care of yourself.
So that's what I've always done. But even on those stressful days, like especially the super crazy days where everything hits at one time, which I call the Bermuda Triangle. When I have the Bermuda Triangle days, I really have to make myself, besides just because my instinct is just to take a bath and jump into bed. But if I do that, I don't sleep well. I have to do that sort of decompressing of the day.
If I don't take that time, or it used to be that if I didn't take that time, because it's rare if I don't take it now, because I don't have near.
Well, you and I are both night owls,
Yes,
too. Yeah.
But if I don't take some of that time at night, then I will find myself the next day forgetful, misplacing things, not doing all the steps in the right way. It's like I didn't get that reset.
You don't get a reset.
Yeah. So if I don't take that time, it's a little detrimental to my future day.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. My future self thanks my past self for taking a little while, because even if I lack sleep, I still perform better.
Well, I've taken mine, a step further, because I have always done the nighttime thing. But about a year after the divorce, I started doing a morning thing. And I'm going to tell you, if you can make yourself get up 20 to 30 minutes, it doesn't have to be an hour early. I do an hour, but 20 to 30 minutes makes a huge difference on how you view your day. I used to just pop out of bed and like I was doing laundry and making breakfast and it was just boom, 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 boom. And now I get out of bed, I have my coffee, I do a devotional, and then I start my day. I call it easing into my day. Mentally, it makes a huge difference. Starting my day, I have a clear picture of what I need to do. I don't know.
So
it's helped me
I have a
tremendously.
bit of a similar thing. It's probably a lot more time. I don't physically have to be anywhere till 11 at my college job. I don't have to be anywhere till 11. I start working at 9:30, but I start working online at 9:30. But that said, I can wake up and I don't require anything of myself until I've had 2 cups of coffee.
There you go.
And then I'm like, all
There you
right, now we can what are we going to do? Like, we're checking email, we're answering students, but also we're going to unload the dishwasher. I'm going to make my bed. I'm going to set this load of laundry. And that it's like 3 hours, give or take 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours in the morning that I do have, after I drop my son off at school and before I have to leave for work.
Yeah.
I've got a good chunk of time to calm my brain, do the things that are necessary to survive, and get ready.
But then when you walk in at the end of the day, because if I do the dishes,
It's done.
So
Oh, yeah.
you walk in.
Oh, I don't do
it's
chores
such
at night.
It's such a different feeling
Yeah.
when you walk in your house and you don't have all those chores to do on top of your whole
Right.
evening.
The only thing I do at night ever is cook, pretty much. So,
Well, so I would love to get up early, but as you said, Lauren,
yeah, we are night people.
It is really hard. And so I was speaking to the counselor, and she was like, "If you wanted to get up early, you would." I'm like, I don't agree with you at all.
All right, so I'm gonna have.
I do not agree with that,
No.
because I do want to. But morning Bonnie is like, but this bed is so warm and it's so fun in that place between sleep and awake. Just like Peter Pan said, I just love that little Neverland. It's so hard for me to pop up.
Don't like that our society or our culture values early as much as we do, because the hours are hours. It doesn't especially the education. I'm not.
Okay,
not
Sunday.
I'm not a farmer. I don't have to. We have electricity now. I don't have to wake with the sunrise and go to bed when the sun goes down. But my job, especially when we're in the thick of it, I don't get home till 1:00 in the morning. So I have to be able to function late at night because it's my job to. So how many shows do I do a year? Probably not 8.
A lot.
So that many weeks out of the year, I got to be able to be up that late, at least until that time, functioning and thinking. So I'm just kind of on that schedule where I'm not. I had a friend who used to get up at 4. We had this little, it's how I met you, Bonnie.
Oh,
we had this little running group, and
so it's not that I can't get up. I just need an external motivation.
And our friend wakes up very early, and she wanted to get up at 4 to go running, and I did it twice, and then I thought, I am absolutely not designed for this. I wasn't meant for this. I can't do it.
I think I went twice and you were there, and then I went 1 or 2 more times and I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. So
Because I was going home and going back to bed.
I just like it was too, but then once you work out that early in the morning, you're so wired. But then if you wake up at 4, there's no way I can cut it till 10, 11 o'clock at night.
No.
Because I've got to have sleep.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So I guess
you were not working in town at that point.
No.
You were an hour away.
So what I do, I guess, is flex my hours. Like if I know I'm going to be up till midnight, 1 o'clock, I'll sleep as late as I can make myself sleep so that I can get. But if I know I'm going to be normal time, then I'll wake up at I typically wake up at 7:30, especially when I have my son. So, but if I can push it till 9:30, if I know it's going to be late, I do it.
See, that would work for me. If I could just get up at 8 every day and not have to be anywhere till 10, my life would be fabulous. But I don't get that. I have to be out the door at 8. So my goal is to get up at 6. Right now, I don't get up at 6. I get up somewhere right around 7, which gives me an hour before I have to leave. But that doesn't give me enough time to do hardly anything except for do the things I need to do. Take care of the dogs and make my bed, start a load of laundry, take my shower, get ready, check my calendar, make sure I didn't forget anything, and then leave. Maybe make a lunch. So, but I do choose, pick my clothes out the night before because I know I'm going to sleep late. Mm-hmm. Like I do as many of those things the night before because I know morning Bonnie is terrible.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad I just wear. It's only on my lecture class days that I have to actually wear like real
dress clothes.
Not dress clothes. I mean, I can wear jeans and a sweater to lecture in, but my typical. I mean, I teach musical theater and dance, so
you have to be able to move.
I usually wear yoga pants and a t-shirt to work. So anyway, I don't have to. What I'm saying is, I don't have to prep for that outfit. I know what shoes go with that.
Well, I have an outfit. I have a uniform I wear every day.
You do?
Oh yeah.
Is it black?
It is. It's head to toe black, and then I just throw on a jacket. It's so easy.
But that's what if I had to wear like a certain type of that. I mean, I wear black most of the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Well, I think it's interesting, and this is completely off subject, but people didn't used to sleep 8 hours a day. You slept and watch it.
You had second sleep.
Yeah.
You
had first watch and second watch, and you slept in shifts. People slept in shifts, and nobody slept.
Did
we talk about
1600s? Like something like that's like not. It's after the civilized world. You're not talking cavemen.
Did the three of us have a conversation about second
slept
sleep?
Even less because we were going to be eating.
I don't know if we have or not.
So there's this thing called second sleep.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with someone about this where they found it in some article or some.
Oh, we talked about it.
Did we talk about second sleep? Where you would go to sleep and then you'd wake up and have basically like a midnight snack or a small meal and then go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. But they used to do it on watching.
The forgotten medieval habit of 2 sleeps.
Yeah.
According to the BBC. Sorry, just Googled it.
But they used to call it watches because other people would sleep and somebody would stay up and watch. And then the next shift would sleep. And they slept in shifts, and it was or what we would think of as shifts. Mm-hmm. They didn't sleep 8 hours at a time.
Right.
So that's like a modern kind of.
Well, and I tend to not need 8 hours.
I need 7.5. I'm at my best at 7.5, but I can function at 5.
Well, and that's so 5 to 6.
I don't feel great.
5 to 6 is about my happy spot, according to my Apple Watch when I actually wear it. A lot of it is because I toss and turn because I'm a side sleeper, and I go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth all night. I don't know I'm doing it, so I don't know how much of it means I'm actually sleeping or not. But my Apple Watch will register anything from 3.5 to 5.5 or 6 hours of actual sleep if I wear it. But that's when I wake up feeling incredibly rested. I mean, it's fine. But but if I can sleep 8, 9, or 10 hours, that'd be great.
I think we went to bed at 12:30 last night, and I woke up at 7:15. What is that? That's about 7.
That's good.
About 7 hours. I feel great. I had a frustrating day, but I felt great today. You know what I mean? I'm not sleepy.
Okay, so is it more important for you when you're in this crazy period of you've got a million places to be for you to make sure you get that sleep?
Mm-mm. No, it's not. No,
That
I
does
don't
not
really think
factor
about.
into it all.
No. Now, last night I knew I needed to go to bed at 12:30. Like it hit, and I was like, okay, this is do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Yeah.
Must go to bed.
So
But no, my main thing when there's so much stuff going on is I have to know exactly where I have to be when, because my brain will, like, it will let
your
it go.
ADD will take
Yeah.
over and you won't remember to go to
Mhm.
places.
Yes, that's what it's
So you have to
literally what
keep
happens to
lists.
me. Yeah,
Do you put them in your phone? Do you have a reminder set?
some
or
of them, but I have to have a tangible calendar so that I can look at the big picture and I know exactly what happens when. Because if I write it down with my own hand, I can see it on the page.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
it
I
helps me
like that
remember
too.
it.
I'm very
So-
visual that way.
Well, but
Like-
even I look at my calendar. So I had someone I saw last night and they said, "Hey, you want to do something Saturday?" And I was like, I looked at my online calendar. I said, "Well, by this, it looks great, but I'm going to have to let you know after I can get home and open my physical calendar.
Right.
And then I can let you know." And so
Yeah.
today I texted him, was like, "Yeah, no, that's my only day. I'm not
Okay.
doing anything that day. I can't go anywhere else. I'm sorry. I got to say that."
I have to keep
But
it
I
physical.
had to
There
see
was-
it on the physical
And
calendar.
mine
There
is
was
I
one-
have to see it so I know every day what I'm doing and where I'm
Well,
supposed to be.
That's between now. I realized this week that between now and Easter, between me and my son, we have so much going on that I was like, okay, if I can't spend a couple of hours with my calendar, I'm gonna collapse.
Mhm.
So I like sat in bed one morning that I didn't have anywhere to be, and I color coded. I get those Erin Condren calendars. I don't know if
yes.
y'all. Those are my favorites. And I
I'm a
don't.
plum
I'm
paper
not.
girl.
I'm not a like epic color coder, but I thought, all right, I'm going to sit down and write everything down, and then I'm going to establish a color code for everything so that I can just glance at it and see it. Because when I do that, I can remember it. It's like lines. It's like memorizing
you're
lines.
in your visual.
If it's on the page and I've written it down, I know what it looks like. So
Well, that's
Anyway.
funny. I had my friend Angie once she just laughed so hard at me. We had a baby shower to go to. Both of us, we worked in the same office. So we had a baby shower. I had 3 physical planners, one on my refrigerator and one on my desk at work, one I carried in my purse. This was back in the day.
because
before a whole
do
lot of
you
stuff.
fear forgetting? I
Yes.
fear forgetting
But
more
here's
than
the thing.
anything.
I did forget.
She
She was
It-
like, "How many calendars do you have?" And you still forgot. I was like, "Oh, but it was back before cell phones."
Yeah.
And I couldn't. So now, not only do I write it in all 1,200 calendars I have, I also do a reminder on my phone to go off and then remind me every hour.
Oh,
Listen,
thanks
so-
for a reminder for
Big
Troy.
events. Yeah. Big events. I stick it. I have a magnetic calendar on my
Mhm.
fridge, and I write big events and apply to everybody on
Mhm.
that.
Yes.
I used to be, when I used to be type A.
I think you have just moved into the closet of type A and you're masquerading as a type B.
But I used to have one of those huge craft paper ones, and everybody in my family had a different color, and all the activities were color coded all week. So all they had to do is look for their color.
Okay, I did that too. But guess what? If you go into my mudroom right now, you'll find a huge calendar that covers the whole wall. It's called the Big Ass Calendar. And it's every month all the way across so that I can put my weekends and when I have stuff, just sort of
But when you,
because I love seeing that huge. I have a whole year view.
Yeah.
In the mudroom now.
it's
That-
the big picture helps me, and
Well, what it does is for me with this art, what it has done, because I know that I want to make some strides in my art, to see the whole year, I see how little time there really is.
Yeah.
If I'm in my day or I'm in my month, I feel like I have all the time in the world. But if I look up on that calendar and my son's wedding is blocked off and this is blocked off and this is blocked off, those are times I know I can't do anything. It shrinks that time I know is available and
Mhm.
it becomes, oh, okay. And it just becomes more important that I truly take action every day
Mm-hmm.
that I can,
Well, I used to have a big a year calendar when I had the shop, because when you're in retail and you're pushing things, you have to put the Christmas out,
Oh, yeah.
really fast. Valentine's would be out way before,
Yeah.
right when Christmas was in.
So you need to know when
You're
doing all
a
that,
couple of
yeah.
months ahead, so you have to know what
Yeah.
you're blocking
Well, no-
is for decorating, the whole thing.
I have ADD that I don't medicate, and even though I have the medication
there
sitting in
with
my
ya.
drawer, I do not medicate. It
Yep.
just scares me because I don't take anything, and I don't want to. It just worries me anyway. I don't like
but you know how to function. You
but
have
I,
learned
but
how
I
to
know how to
with
function,
you.
and part of that is that I have to overdo it in the area that I'm not good at, because my personality will just go, okay, well, what's the next thing that we're supposed to do or have to do? And then I won't be able to plan ahead for that thing that needs me to prep for it. So anyway.
All right. Well, I think that what do you think? What are y'all doing this week? I know that, well, Lauren, should I say, do you have some time you're not doing something this week? Or is there one particular thing you're truly looking forward to?
Wait.
That you are looking forward to you're doing this week?
What am I doing this week? Hold on. Ash Wednesday is tomorrow. And also, so anyway, I've got to go to church. There's churching, and we're in a new liturgical season.
Oh, we are.
So
Lent.
This is
what color is Lent?
I'm not good at that.
Ordinary time is green, right?
It's purple, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. Or is Easter purple?
No,
Easter is white.
Easter's all
white.
high holy days are
white.
So
I'm sorry.
We have a show at school this weekend. Oh! My son's school play is this weekend.
Yay!
So he's excited. He's doing. Funny little clip. He's doing Beauty and the Beast at his elementary school, and he's a fork.
Like, my daughter was a fork in that play.
And he's a fork. I think my daughter was a fork.
We're going to have a picture of him in his fork outfit, and I'll pull out my daughter in her fork outfit.
But my son, he's got this, he loves a prop, and he has this wonky broom that he got at River Clay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so he takes out the broom the other day, he's dancing with it, and he says, "Mommy, look, it's Baguette." And I said, "Oh, you mean Babette, the feather duster?" He thought her name was Baguette. She thought my son was bread. Baguette. It was really cute. So yeah, that's kind of I've got many things coming up, but also it's kind of nice to check the box of one performance when there's so many coming up. So,
yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, my daughter is going to Thespians this weekend, and I do not think adults are required or even invited. So,
you've got a weekend to yourself.
I'm looking forward to a little bit of downtime, and I have one project that I may try to dive into. So we'll see how that works.
Okay, well, I have a pottery class on Friday.
Oh, what do you do? What?
I told you about that. Look, yeah.
Where are you doing it?
At the Montesano Folk Art School.
Yeah, I've looked into that.
So they have one spot left. I think I was up at 2 a.m. one night and went, okay, done. And just like one of those impulse buys in the middle of the night. So in the thread of my word of the year, explore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do that. I want to do that.
Well, next one we'll have to do too.
I would do that too.
Good. Okay, so we just look for another. They do it at
we have those classes at the school. You can take pottery,
I don't know. I just want to go and see.
Yeah, but this this is just one day. Yeah, I'm dipping my toe.
I've done the pottery wheel before.
Yeah, see, and I haven't ever done the pottery wheel.
I haven't either.
So so I'm dipping my toe in. So Low Mill offers dip toe classes and kind of thing too. Yeah. And then Sunday I'm going to see the Broadway To Kill a Mockingbird with my mother.
Oh,
wait, we're going to dinner with my mother.
Okay, I think John Boy is playing the lead in the touring production. John Boy from the Waltons.
Oh, really?
Oh, I think I could be lying right now.
I'll let you know on Sunday.
My parents are my mom and my stepdad are going to see it on Friday night. I got that for Christmas.
Yeah, well, we're going Sunday. She asked if I want to.
It's great. The new script is I loved it.
Well, that's one of the books that I taught for years. I know it backwards and forwards. My copy is annotated, like there's hardly any spaces left. It's just I loved teaching that novel, and so it'll be kind of neat to see it. Anyway, so that'll be fun. So good. So all right, well. I think champagne problem not solved, but discussed.
A single woman problem discussed.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Have a great week. Thank y'all for joining us for Champagne Sunday.
See you next week, girls.
See you next week. Yeah, cheers.
Have a good week.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.